Hey, it's Rav. Welcome back to Real Investments. We got a hot show, Smart Women Finish Rich. We're talking to not 4 or 5, but 6 women. We already talked to 2. One of them made over 200% on her money first year. The other one made over 100% on their money first year. I'm just trying to make more than 3 or 4%. I don't know about you, because when we put our monies in securities, RSPs, bonds, all that kind of stuff, yes, I can't believe I said those words, those bad words. You know, we can put our money in real estate and make a lot more. We've got Valerie and Nikki on the show right now. Hello.
Hi, Raph.
Congratulations. You just got engaged?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nikki?
Nice to see you, Rav.
Nicole?
Thank you.
Nice to see you guys. Thanks for coming on the show. You saw Jennifer and Amanda. Crazy. But
Awesome.
not so crazy because you're doing the same thing.
We are.
Yeah.
We're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, Nikki, I think conventionally speaking, if we find returns of in and around the 25% mark, we're doing very well.
Really well, yeah.
And I know, Valerie, you are making 100% on your money because you've used a bit of a different strategy. We know that when you're buying your principal residence, you only need 5% down. And so you can consider purchasing your first property and also having a tenant in it, and that's something that you did. So why don't you talk a little bit about what your strategy is for right now and what you plan to do in the future?
Definitely. So what we did was we actually purchased our first property. We did 5% down because we had the intent of living in the basement.
Yeah.
And the reason why we did that is because we have a ton of friends who bought houses and have mortgages that they're finding very hard to pay for.
Yeah.
So we decided, why not continue our lifestyle, live in a basement, rent free, and that's exactly what we did.
And there's a lot of people out there. I mean, we didn't touch on this with Jennifer and Amanda, but there's a lot of great people, like even brown, bald, Indian guys that actually don't own their own residence. They actually rent. And so we need not be afraid of tenants. If we conduct our business properly, you can get some great tenants in there. Right? I mean, when you read, you know, Nicole, when you read the headlines and they try to scare us, all the fearmongers about tenancy, what were your thoughts on it? Did it cross your mind? Obviously it did.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's important before you start to get educated on how you can protect yourself from, you know, potential problems with tenants. You know, checking them out first before you put somebody in your house
do your due diligence.
is really, really important. Yeah.
Yeah, and we always say knowledge mitigates risk. The more you know, then you need not be afraid. If I were to put my money in securities, I'm very afraid. I don't know what I'm doing. But in real estate, all day long. Right? So let's go through some numbers here. Let's find out how you're making 100% or so on your money. So what was your, we want to find out the most important question, the return on investment. In any business, what's the return on my investment? So Val, the purchase price was?
Was $262, so $260.
$260, okay,
Yep.
so that's how much we purchased this property for. It's $260,000. Your down payment was?
$13,000 with 5% down.
With 5% down,
Yes.
$13,000. And did we do any improvements to it?
I did not do any improvements.
Okay, so we've got $13K that you're in for. If we're going to increase this property 3%, what number should we use here to go around? Should we
It
go
was $7,000.
about $7,000? Okay.
It's conservative, but it's good.
Yeah. So this is 3% is very conservative. So that's how much the property goes up in value by doing nothing. We have forced growth. We didn't do anything to it. It was already 2 units for the 1 furnace, as I like to say.
Yep.
So this number is 0. And then how much are we paying down on the mortgage, the tenant?
That's $7,000 as well.
That's $7,000 as well.
Yes.
So that's $7K, which is about what? What is that? That's a month. That's about $500 and change. $500 to $600 a month is getting paid down. Very good.
Yep.
And then the cash flow, the money that's coming into the expenses is what?
It's 0, but
Is
we're
0
living there for free.
Because you're living there for free.
Yes.
You're eating up it. So we don't even have any cash flow in this property. So we look at the 7 that it increases. The mortgage pay down is 7. So that's $14,000. We're only in for $13,000. Our ROI is 100% plus in our first year.
Yes.
100% plus in our first year.
Yep.
Wow. And the good thing is, what we have to understand is, I'm looking at these numbers in the first year. Every year it gets better because it's increasing more and your mortgage is going down more, but we only still have the same amount of money that's in this property. And so that's why real estate is an incredible investment. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I love that. So what's the plan now? What are we going to do from here?
The plan is to leverage the initial down payment that I did and pull out, flip to myself as we call it, so refinance and do 5% on our next property again and move into that property. So we definitely.
So I was just about to say that we can't do 5% again unless we're going to move into the same property. You're newly engaged. We have no kiddies. We don't mind hopping around if we can build up some income for ourselves. So you live in it, so you get away with 5% down. You stay there for however long, a year or however, a couple of years, whatever you want to do, and then it builds equity in it. So there's 20% in it, basically, and the banks are happy. And so now we go find another principal residence and do the exact same thing. Is that the plan?
That's exactly the plan. I don't mind hopping around if I continue to get that return.
And this is in what area?
That's in Cambridge.
In Cambridge.
Yeah.
So we're all here. We meet together, and you know, we network in the GTA. But we learned one person bought in Cambridge. I mean, Ajax, Guelph. You're in Cambridge.
Correct.
Nicole, and this is not unlike yours. I mean, you're kind of doing the same thing. What your return on your investment right now is?
It's 90%.
90%.
Yeah, not as good, but
90%.
Still.
No, it's fantastic. I want the people at home to understand 25%, slow and steady. I mean, just doubling our money every 3 to 4 years is absolutely fantastic. So I think that's good stuff. Okay, so let's look at yours, Nicole. So basically, your ROI you said is 90%. So I'll give it away right off the top. Right. But let's show the viewers at home how we're figuring this out. You purchased a property where?
In London, near Fanshawe College.
In London.
Student
But you're hanging around the Toronto area, but you purchased a property out there. So we don't have to purchase in our own backyard necessarily. We got Cambridge, we got London, we got Oshawa. You know, wherever the numbers work, that's what we need, because the numbers need to be very, very the most important thing. We don't get emotionally attached.
Love the numbers, not the house.
Love the numbers, not the house.
Exactly.
I feel schooled. I like that. Okay, great. Okay, purchase price, Nicole.
$210,000.
$210,000. That's how much we purchased the property for. Down payment was?
It was 10%, so it was a principal residence, so $21,000.
And did we put anything into it?
We did not, no.
We didn't. So
it was
20,
a turnkey.
how much? 21?
21.
Okay, let me just make the number work, so I'll put 20K. Okay, so then if we increase the property very conservatively, 3% on 2K, let's round it down to 6K.
Yep.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, and then we didn't do anything to it, so there's no forced appreciation. And we had, so this is one tenant?
No, it's 5. Student rental, 5 tenants.
5 tenants?
Yeah, 1 shared house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big cash flow.
Yeah, pretty good cash flow.
Yes. So these 5 tenants are paying down the mortgage, how much?
In the 1 year, $4,000.
$4,000 in 1 year.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So about $350 a month that you're getting, right? So that's that's 4K, and then the cash flow, the difference between your expenses to these 5 tenants paying you rent is
$9,000 for the year.
$9,000 a year. Now that's where people are like, wow, because a lot of people want the cash flow. So you're making $700 to $800 a month on that because of student tenants. Okay, so 9K. So if we add up these numbers, that's 13, 19, and that's why you, so $19,000, is that right?
You got it, yep.
19K, that's how much I'm making a year, but I'm only in for 20K?
Yeah, 21, so...
21?
So
Rav, don't change my numbers. 21K, and that's how you get the 90%.
You got it.
So are you not afraid of 5 different tenants in one house?
I'm not. I've screened them first before they've gone in. I'm trying to use some good techniques if ever they do have any issues with each other. So far it's been going smoothly.
And so tell me a little bit about your network. So you guys are surrounded with the girls on the show. You invite me once in a blue moon. I wish you would invite me more often. Did I say that out loud? Sorry. You invite me to teach a little bit here and there, but tell me a little bit about this network that you're involved in. How important is it to your guys' success?
So the whole reason I started investing, I went to a 2-hour event with the Lifetime Wealth Academy. From there, I went to a 3-day workshop and just got involved from there. I didn't know anything before I started that process, and then just realized that this is definitely what I want to be doing.
And so you've kind of got yourself involved in a bit of a family atmosphere here. 10, 20 people in that group, 30 people, 1,000 people? I mean, how many people?
Yeah, over 500 now of our members that we can call upon for advice or networking or.
And Val, these people are not just in one area, all across the nation, GTA mostly. I mean, kind of where are they?
They're all across Canada. Yeah. So we have a very large group in Edmonton, a large group in Ontario, including Ottawa and Toronto. So it is spread across Canada.
Because Edmonton's interesting. I mean, there's no land transfer tax there.
Yes.
There's no rent control there. No HST there. I think they pay just their 5% on things. So you have contacts if you wanted to invest in Edmonton, if you wanted to. And so again, we don't get emotional about this. We invest wherever the numbers work.
That's exactly right. So you're networking with other people in different areas, and you're able to really evaluate where you're looking at and investing and realize whether or not one area is better than another, but also get input from people in that area. So it's very important to have that when you're part of a network.
You know what I find though with a lot of networks? I find that there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of groups that meet all across the GTA, but it's kind of a lot of talk. Which is a good thing. I'm not trying to come down on anything. We have to talk a lot, and we got to learn and all that kind of stuff. But there's a difference between talking and actually pulling the trigger. And I think what impresses me with all the women on the show is you guys, you're on to the next one, right? It's kind of like a tattoo maybe, perhaps. They're a little bit addictive. I had two. One faded, and I have the other one, my wife's name. Yeah. So, but it's not just you just buy one, and that's what tells me that real estate is the right thing, because you get into it and you want to do more.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, absolutely. With returns like this, you can't not want to move on to the next one. Like the possibilities are endless that you can just keep pulling money out and buying another one, keep making more.
So you have one.
Yes.
And you're about to, I don't know how soon, but when?
Within the next year is our goal.
And you're going to do another one,
yes.
And so that's just insane. And you have one property, two properties?
3 now.
3 properties?
Yeah, and ready for the next one.
And so you guys are very young. How did you get the money for your first property?
Yeah, for myself, for the first one, I had some in savings. I actually have a partner within the family that went in on my first investment. After about a year and a half, I refinanced that property and leveraged it to buy my next one.
I mean, I think that's very important for people to hear, that you actually used other people's money to help you, and who else would you want to go to other than family? Because if you believe in what you're doing, I want my family, I want my close friends to be able to win.
Definitely.
Right? And so I think that's very impressive. We need never to be afraid to be able to ask loved ones, and especially when it comes time to making money. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you, Rav.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Rav.
You've been watching Real Investments. Don't go anywhere. We have a couple of other ladies coming on to teach us how to make money in real estate. Real Investment continues in a moment. Thanks for watching, everyone. Did you know that there's a demand for places to rent in the GTA? With the lack of apartment buildings being built and more people moving each year, vacancy rates are at an all-time low.